And now, from Glasgow.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Good evening.
Get ready to the countdown.
So, hello everybody, how are we all? So, I've decided to do my channel update live this week. I do apologize there wasn't one last week. It was just really hard to sort out with work and everything. So, as you all know, I'm back for my first 3 weeks stint in Manchester. And if you've been watching my diaries, you'll see that I don't like it. I appreciate that a lot of it is just change and everybody hates change, but I'm really struggling with it mentally and physically. Well, not physically so much, but it's just really hard. There's no storage space, so I can't leave anything down there, which means I either have to take my car down every time so that I can take more stuff, or go with less stuff, which means I won't be able to do any hobbies while I'm away, which is not going to make me very happy. Right, so let's do an update on the channel. So, as you know, there's been a lot of ET coming out. There's 2 more videos coming out this week. It is an ET week on a Monday. So there will be a double episode of ET. Dale saying hello. How are you, Dale? Do you know what? I can't remember how to bring the chat up. There we go. There we go. So Dale says, hey, Penny. So, as you know, there was a big gap in the ET. And then they brought out 2 packs at once, which didn't make me very happy because it was a lot of payment in 1 month. But we've now cleared most of that backlog. So we've got ET 18 and 19 coming out tomorrow. And then in lieu of the Warhammer, we've got ET 20 coming out on Tuesday. Now, we have got a new pack of ET, and you might like it. You might like it. So I'll kind of do the unboxing as I go. We've got Lord Peter. He says, I can't find my cursor. So he says, hi, Penny. And Lord Peter says, hi, Dale. So let's try out my swishy camera angles. No, that's not working, is it? Let's. Sorry, guys, I forgot that when I just bear with me a sec. Yep. Yeah, when I switch the main camera off, the sound kind of cuts with it. Right, so this is my ET pack. Cool, everyone's coming in, aren't they? Like, hi, Dale. Hi, Peter. Hope you're well, buddy. And Dale says no sound. So this is my. Whoops. Get rid of that. So, as usual, we've got 4 issues, 21. So we've got 6 issues with ET. We've got 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Not a massive amount of parts, but as you know, it doesn't really bother me. It's how much we're doing. Now, I did have a quick look at the magazines, and I wasn't 100% sure how I'm going to film these. When I film 2 episodes together, I like to try and get them similar. Where's my chat box gone? There we go. So we've got 21 is the waist structure. 22 is the waist structure 2 and abdominal structure, which is obviously these 2 can go together because they're both waist. But then the abdominal structure, I believe that continues in issue 23. So structure, yeah, structure of the abdomen, which is the same as abdominal structure. So there might be a bit of logic in putting 3 of these together. Then in 24, we go on to the lateral structure of the abdomen, and then 25 is lateral structure of the abdomen part 2. So it makes sense to put these two together. But then that leaves a single issue, which is mechanism of the neck. So I'm kind of erring on the theory of we'll do a triple issue, a double issue, and then a single issue. But again, also depends on how big the issues are. But they're in. I've gotten a bit of a muddle with sorry, I'm going to do catch chat up because there's a comment I want to respond to. So Peter says, I'm getting better slowly. Thanks, Bud. Thank you. Got rushed into hospital Monday after starting to have a severe seizures. Oh, I didn't know that, Peter. I'm so sorry to hear that. So Lord Peter says, I wasn't happy with the last Stobart. No, neither was I. And I'm coming to that. I'm actually called I've had a chat with somebody. I haven't been told, I can't mention him, but I'm going to leave him as a bit of a surprise. I'm doing a stream on Wednesday, which is titled We Need to Talk. I think it's titled We Need to Talk About Partworks. It's the best title I could think of at the time. I was going to go with something like Our Partworks Shit. But as you know, I'm quite positive with Partworks. I do defend them a lot. I don't buy into this. It's very expensive because you're basically buying something in installments. And as you know, when you buy anything in installments, or let's just change that word installments to finance agreement, you can double the price of something. You know, you buy a car for, I don't know, 20 grand, you take a loan out, you're probably going to pay 30 to 40 grand back. And that's the way it is. If you want something cheaper, you got to dig deep in your pocket. You got to pay a lot of money and buy it cash. That's just the way it is. Now, you know, not many people can buy a car at 20 grand, but they can afford £100 a month or 200, you know, whatever the price is. And it's the same with the Partworks. Partworks do make these big models affordable. I also appreciate that if you look at each issue on a price of the issue for what you get, you will get issues that are really, really poor value for money. But us being humans, we remember, you know, oh, look, we got one part. What a load of crap. But we don't remember when we got really good value for money issues. But obviously there's going to be sneaky tactics. I don't want to delve too much into it because I want to save a lot of it for Wednesday. But you're always going to get good issues at the start of a series because, you know, it would be bad business sense to say, look, I'll tell you what, let's put all of our shit issues out in issues 1 to 10. And those that stick with us to the end, they'll get all the good issues because obviously no one will buy it beyond 10. So issue 1 is always some massive thing. But I just can't help thinking that I'm not going to mince my words. I think Hachette took the piss a little bit on the Eddie Stobart right at the end. So, yeah, that I'm not happy with either. Right, Dale says, oh no, I hope you got it under control, bud. So far now, the pill's getting me back in my system. This is the first stream I've been in since Monday. Oh, I feel honored. Dale says, I've been away from YouTube for a couple of weeks. Feel like I've missed so much. I saw you doing a late night stream the other day, Dale. To be honest with you, I've been the opposite. Yeah, Lord Peter says that's putting it mildly, Penny. Well, look, Peter, would you like to join us on Wednesday? It's going to be 6 o'clock. I haven't really, well, I've seen you stream once when you're upset. I don't know if that's going to be a really good idea, having an upset Peter Webster on a stream. But it'd be nice to get different perspectives. The person who's joining me is quite similar to me. Let me just make myself big because There we go. The person who's going to be joining me has a similar attitude to me. They're very positive towards part works. They don't do every part work. They do the ones that are relevant for them. They do pick and choose carefully, just like I do. So if you want to join us, you're more than welcome to, Peter. Dale says Friday was the first one I had. Yeah. So as you know, I done a video a couple of weeks back saying that I've just lost, the depression's coming in, and I'm starting to get a little bit of mojo back. I haven't got any serious mojo. I'll crack on with these part works tomorrow. I'll do my best on them. But obviously when you get shit like I'm about to show you, that really doesn't help the mojo at all. But yeah, I'm slowly coming back. Not being able to hobby has helped as well, because when you can't hobby, you really want to. So I'm just trying to get back into things. But I think the trouble I'm having, this sounds really selfish. I have issues, which is giving me a bit of a black cloud, but other people have got bigger issues. So I'm just pushed to one side because let's deal with this person with the big issues. So of course, now the issue that's creating is once this negativity comes in, you're starting to think, well, look, I'm crying for help and no one helps because they're too busy with someone else. Other people have got other problems in other areas, and I appreciate my problems aren't as bad as other people, but then the depression is sitting there and going, oh, no one gives a fuck about you, which then makes things even worse. You know, they're negative to you and then they don't help you, you know, and so yeah, I'm trying to drag myself back in. Listen, I mean, a couple of years ago, I had a really, really, really bad spell, and I walked away from YouTube for well over 6 months, and then I came back, and my channel's now bigger and better than it was when I left it two couple of years ago. So I have it in the back of my mind that I'm not going to walk away, but it's just hard to get motivated sometimes. Lord Peter says, I'll probably join in the chat, Pet. I've been warned not to get too feisty till they sort. Fair enough. I absolutely understand that. It will be an honor and a pleasure to have you in the chat. As you know, your contributions are extremely, I mean, everybody's is, but yours are extremely valuable. Dale says, yeah, I know the situation, mate. I've told you I'm only a message away for. Do you know what? So here's the funny thing. I am good friends with Horlicks. I find out Horlicks has shut himself away with a bit of depression, and I'll message him and I'll go, oi, I'm really upset with you. I've always said to you, I'm only a message away. And he's gone, yeah, I know you are, but you just don't, I just don't really, it's, you know, and I'm like, well, I'm really upset. I'm supposed to be your friend and you just messaged me. And he goes, yeah. And now here I am, I'm doing the same thing. So, you know, that's how it goes, isn't it? So yeah, I'm being told off for doing the same thing that I tell another friend off for, which is just the way it goes. Right, let's go table down and let me show you why I'm upset with Eddie Stobart. So, as you guys may well know, we have received 3 issues that look like this. This is one of 4 issues. Now, I did a little bit of cheating. I've gone ahead and I've released issue 135, even though I hadn't received it, because I knew full well what was coming. And I have received the next pack. There is 135, and there it is. So I felt able, you know, is this issue 132, 133, 134, 135? Does it really matter? They're all as shit as each other. So obviously I'm not happy with those floorboards. And what I've done is I've gone out and I've made my own. So I've done these, which I think are a massive improvement. Big, not perfect, but certainly a lot better than this. That certainly looks more floor-like. And unfortunately, I ran out of time. So I wasn't able to publish it before I went away. But I'm starting now. Oh, that's good. So I'm beginning on, sorry, I'm just getting it. I'm starting on this wooden floor. This is the first layer. It actually went curly. So just before I left, I put a couple of models on it, and the models are sat on it for 3 weeks. And it's looking really nice. So basically the second layer is these bamboo sticks. I've got to sand this all flat yet. So the bamboo sticks are going to go on like this, and that's going to form the actual floorboards. I've done these across because obviously it's going to add more strength by having, if you glue them on and then you glue them on that way, it's, as you can see, it goes all bendy, and there's not much strength that way. Plenty of strength that way, and then this will add the strength there, and I think that'll look fantastic. And I've got some stain to go on it, which I'm just going to dilute that down. And this floor, I think there's enough sticks here for one to do the whole lot, but I've bought 2 packs. Now, even taking into account, I did pay for that. I was ever so honest with these coffee stirrers. I bought them. I promise you I bought them. I didn't steal them from a well-known chavvy coffee store. I didn't even steal them from Starbucks either. But this whole wooden project has cost me less than 30 quid, which is less than 4 issues of this. So anyway, moving on. That's issue 135. So obviously when I heard that we might be getting 6 issues, I was really excited, because now I've been waiting patiently and I can get on with the roof. And here's one of the roof panels. It's a fucking plastic panel. Look at that. So the roof's going to look exactly the same as the floor, except a different colour. And here's where it gets hilarious. You'll love this. So there's the instructions for 136. 1 roof panel. Put the roof panel on top. Right? That's what you'd expect, isn't it? Peter knows what's coming. Right. Sorry, guys. Right, so issue 130. So we know this is going to be 4 weeks. So issue 137. There's a trailer roof panel. Place the panel on top of the roof. Yep, that's as you would expect. Now let's move on to issue 138. Roof panel. Place the panel on. Oh, hang on. What's this? We've got the parts list for 139. So Hachette have got so bored they couldn't fucking wait either. So they printed the parts list in issue 138. And that they tell you how to fit it. How's that for rubbing salt in the wounds? Oh, 1 panel, £10 issue, 1 panel, 3rd panel. Oh, I wonder what's coming next week. Could it be a roof panel? And look, and we'll even tell you how to fit it. So your next question is, we know what's coming in issue 139, because they tell you on the back as well that the final roof panel is supplied with issue 139. You will find instructions for the fitting this in this issue. Why? Why? How would you feel if you bought an Airfix kit and they sent you the instructions and then said, we'll send you the kit next week? You know, you'd be like, fuck off. So here's issue 139. Here's the parts supplied. No, this is the parts for issue 140. Right? And then they tell you how to put the panel on, the roof panel on. And they tell you to stick it down with sticky tape. That's where, yeah. And then they tell you how to fit all the parts that aren't even fucking coming till next week. So, right. Well, if that's the parts that's coming in 140 and that's the instructions, what we got coming in issue 140, apart from the parts? Oh, it just tells us how to put the curtain sides on. But why couldn't they have given us a bumper issue with 140? Why are they rubbing salt in our work? I just think that's, I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, Peter? Are your views similar to mine, or are you upset for a different reason? I just think that's crap. And then I mentioned it to someone, and they've got issues, and yeah, it's just but yeah, 4 turds in a different guise. LOL Peter, very blue Peter, bit of sticky back plastic. So yeah, it's not even funny anymore, and we can't open the curtains. Yeah, I've got to be honest with you there. I mean, I've not looked at the instructions. I only came home. I came home late last night. This is a really funny story. It's a story of stupidity, but not regret and stupidity. I got home about 11:30 last night. I started work at 4:30 in the morning. I finished at 1:30. I drove straight from work to home. That was the theory. The plan was I was going to be home at 5 o'clock. So I'm driving home, and I give Teresa a call, Smith's Beads, as I often do. And I'm chatting to her, and I'm like, do you know what? I'll pop in on the way, and I'll have a quick cuppa, save me stopping at a service station, and obviously it's a lot nicer. And it wasn't until I actually got to Birmingham. I don't know why I didn't realise this. My geography of Britain is not too bad. What I've done is I've driven southwards from Manchester for a good 2.5 hours. Now I've got to go home from Birmingham, passing Manchester on the way. So I didn't get home till about 11:30 last night. So I'd literally been driving. I was going to do it non-stop because I wanted to get home. But I got to just short of Carlisle, and I went, that's it. My eyes are starting to go funny. So I pulled over, and I had a coffee and a little walk around the car like I normally do. And I thought, I'll see how I manage. And literally 15 minutes before I got home, I'm like, I'm really struggling here. And then I realized I've been driving for the best part of 19 hours. So, and I just thought, whoa, if that had been anyone else doing that, I would have said to them, no, don't. You know, I wouldn't attempt it, and I'm a professional driver. And that's exactly what that's 2 things that I advise people, tell them off about, and yet I'll do it myself. So yeah, I've not had a really good look, but yeah, I would have expected to be able to open the curtains. It would have been nice to pose the trailer maybe against the wall. The back curtain can be closed, front curtain can be open. Because one thing I was thinking about doing, because I've got me bamboo sticks, make pallets. And the theory I've got is make some pallets out of the sticks, get some like solid wood for the little blocks, and then make up some, I don't know, some little small cardboard boxes, get a bit of cling film and cut it into strips and wrap it round, and then you've got yourself pallets. And I thought, wouldn't it be really nice to have the curtain open, say halfway, and then maybe 3/4 full the trailer with pallets, and make it look like it's in the process of being loaded. Just gives it a little bit of dynamic. But if you can't open the curtain, what's the point? Mind you, saying that, if you can't open the curtains, it doesn't matter about the floor panels now, does it? Because they're shit and you can't see them. So David Bassett says, good afternoon, Penny, and all in chat. Yeah, so that is the Eddie Stobarts have arrived. Now, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to delay the filming of the new floor. I think I'm going to crack on. I'm going to get the roof bits done and all the rest of it. and then we'll do the floor at the end, because it's going to be a good couple of days work. I just need to sand all of it down, and then that's stage 1 done. I will get it done this week. I've got 7. This time next week, I go back to Manchester. I'm going back in the car, and I'm on a late shift on Monday. So I'm actually leaving quite late. Probably going to leave about 3 in the afternoon on the Sunday. But so I will get it done, but I want to prioritize my part works. Right. So that is the Eddie Stobart. So out of 2 people I know that does the Eddie Stobart, we have a happy rate of 0%. David, I'm guessing you don't do the Eddie Stobart. I know you're a bus fan. Oh, let me tell you a funny story. So there I am in Manchester. Well, I say Manchester, it's Greater Manchester. I'll talk about the system a little bit later on. Sorry, guys. Adult warning. I'm smoking and I don't care. So I'm actually driving out of Oldham, but it's all part of the Greater Manchester area. And I'm doing this bus. This was Friday morning. Friday, maybe Saturday. I think it was Friday. Dates aren't matter anyway. Now, if you watch Building with the Boys, you'll see a couple of weeks ago, he had a guy, someone actually recognized him in real life, comes up to him and says, "Oh, I watch your channel." And I have had that happen to me before. But that was ages ago when I was building the bus. Anyway, so I'm doing this bus service. I get to the outer terminus. Nice posh electric bus I had, actually. It was very, very nice. The only trouble with our electric buses is once you get the bus is more than half full, it just doesn't really have the power anymore. It's just not enough power for the weight. But it is nice because you ain't got to switch your engine off every time you get somewhere because there's no engine. Anyway, so I get to the terminus and there's a bus spot. We get them up quite often, and a lot of them are disabled and they just tap on, and they're never any bother, to be absolutely honest with you. I don't know why bus drivers get wound up by them. Someone wants to get on my bus and just go and be quiet wherever they want to sit. Why should I be bothered? Anyway, he comes down when we get to terminus. He says, "Do you mind if I stay on?" And I said, "Look, I don't mind you, but I just want to have a little break. I've pulled short of the bus stop. Do you mind just going over to the bus stop? Just let me have 5 minutes in peace." He says, "Yeah, no problem." So he walks over. I have a cigarette and I check things on my phone, and I pull over and he says, "Are you on Twitter?" And I said, "No, I'm not. I've got a Twitter account, but I don't really use it." And he says, "I think I recognize you from somewhere." And I said, "I'm on YouTube." He says, "Do you build things?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm guessing maybe a Routemaster bus." He went, "That's it." He says, "But I can't remember your channel name." I said, "Penny's Pit Stop." I said, "What about Paint with Penny?" He went, "Yeah, I remember that one." So he's actually one of my viewers from when I was doing the Routemaster bus. And this is now the second time it's happened. And Building with the Boys is right. It is a funny feeling. When you're making these videos, you don't think I don't think of myself as a TV star or anything like that. But when someone comes up to you and says, "Oh, I like your channel," you get that really nice warm feeling inside. It's really nice. So hopefully he's watching some of my videos and he's leaving comments, because I told him to leave a comment. So David Bassett says, "No, I didn't do this Eddie Stobart. Was sent the first issue for free by Fleetwood J. I have subscribed to the Lancaster build. Love the bravery skill of all who flew them." Yeah, do you know what? So I'm watching the Lancaster. As you know, I'm trying to get it going again. I'm actually building the 1:32 scale model, not the part work. And I'm trying to do a comparison. And maybe it's because I've only done like 6 little issues, and half of them aren't even building anything because it's buying extras. And I'm actually working on the instrument panel at the moment. This is it. This is the photo etch fret. And I'll be honest with you, some of these issues I'm looking at, I'm kind of going, yeah, maybe I should have bought the part work. But I don't know. I think my hypothesis that the model will be better is still going to work. So anyway, guys, that is the Eddie Stobart. What should we look at next? Oh, you'll love the next two. Hang on. Ah, yeah, I'll tell you what I've missed out. I've missed out the RoboCop. Now, I am actually quite happy with the RoboCop. Why has that got a C on it? C? What does C stand for? No, it's a G. Can't read my own writing, guys. Right, so I have got 2 RoboCops. Two packs. You'll like this. So, a while back... Oh, yes. I am really tempted by that Apache build. I am severely tempted. I have said that I'm not going to be doing any more part works, but that Apache looks very, very tempting. Right, so on one of my RoboCops, let me check the issue. Yes, it's been released. So on the RoboCop, issue 23, I was actually missing one tiny part. So I emailed them and I said, I'm missing a part. Within 24 hours, they said, yep, we'll send you out a new part. And that is the part that's missing. Just there. Don't know if you can't really see it through the bag. And that part goes there. I was able to carry on with the build because all it is a screw hole cover. So I was obviously able to get on with the build. But I will include this in the next RoboCop, which I believe is 27. And I will say fantastic service that I've got. I don't know how. Actually, it arrived about two weeks ago because I had to have it redelivered. And I had it redelivered yesterday. I can't remember what it was just after I left. So I reckon I got this within 2 weeks. So I'm really not complaining about that. So that replacement part's come. So if you are, it's one good thing about, obviously, as you know from some people, Fan Home has taken a hell of a lot of flack. So RoboCop, dun dun dun, I've got my t-shirt. So you will see that live on, not live on a stream. I will be wearing that to build a RoboCop. We have got just the 4 issues. 2 look pretty good, pretty big. 1 looks more on the technical side than the big side. I don't have a problem with that. And then this one looks a bit bulky. Unfortunately, this is one of those models where, because of the nature of it, you've got to build things in duplicate. If you're going to buy anything that's got 2 sides, humanoidy, unfortunately, you're going to have to do the leg, and then you get to do the leg again. Then you'll do the arm, and then you'll do the arm again. But once you've done them both, it's like with this gauntlet, it's got 5 fingers. It's a bit of a struggle doing it. So issue 27 is a left thigh part 5. 28 is left thigh part 6. It's just pretty much your bog standardy stuff, but it's nice to get the free gift from Fan Home. Now, do I rub that in Scott's face? Look at me, I got the free gift. No, I probably shouldn't. Right, we've got right calf part 1, and we've got, I guess this is going to be right calf part 2. No, right leg support. And then it's going to look something like that when I've finished. And I'm really enjoying this build. It is a nice build. I am a bit selective about my builds. There is another part work. If it ever comes out, I'm definitely getting it. And if they did the Ed 209, I'm on that. I will be, I bet you I'll be one of the first 100 people to subscribe. I'll subscribe to it 10 seconds after I find it. So that is RoboCop. Very happy with the RoboCop. I won't lie to you. And the last one is a really nice pack. My gauntlets arrived, and I believe the next pack is on its way. Right, so when we got the ET, because one pack was late, they then took the payment for the next pack less than 28 days after the previous pack. So I spent nearly 200 quid on ET in a month. And I said to them, I said, if you ever do that again, I will be cancelling the payment and I will make a manual payment exactly 28 days after the last one. And I said to them, is that reasonable? And they went, yes, it's reasonable. And they did that with the gauntlet. But I've decided I wasn't going to do anything about it because I do put the money aside every week. Now I could lecture you and say, well, you should put the money aside every week. My bank account, I'm on one of these non-high street bank things, and I have little pots in my account, and I put money aside for bills every week, and then my bills just get taken out of a pot. So my bank balance might be like 12 quid, but I might have a few hundred quid in the bills pot. So I do put the money aside, so it's probably always whinging over nothing. Right. So what do we got? So we have got, I'm going to hide these. I'm going to hide those from you. So we have got 5 stages of, you'll have seen this all before because it's parts for the finger. Bear with me. There we go. Right. So 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. As I say, I do believe the other pack's on its way. So we've got middle finger, stage 4, part 4. We've got middle finger, part 5. We've got, you would never guess what this is, middle finger, part 6. 55 is middle finger, part 7. And then issue 56 is middle finger, part 8. Now, middle finger is effectively the same as the thumb, and it's the same as the index finger, and I suspect it will be the same as the 4th finger and the little finger, just different shapes, different sizes. The process is all exactly the same. And again, this is one of those things that it suffers from repetition because, look, we've got 5 fingers, so you've got to do everything 5 times. However, I don't know if this is by design, but this pack is free gift time. And I did get my free gift. Now, I really worry about mugs because, well, when I get a mug from Hachette, it always arrives smashed. And I'll ask for a replacement, and that one will arrive smashed. And it's got to the point now where I don't even bother asking for a replacement. But that, I don't think you can really complain. So I'm happy with that. I don't know. Is that a shooting star or is that a scratch? I think that's a shooting star. So that's actually quite a decent mug. So that might become my part work mug. Drinking coffee when I'm doing part works. So, but it gets better. It gets better. So here's me doing my repetitive fingers. But I'm a premium subscriber. So I now get the first part of the base. So I will do this as, I'll probably save this. But look, that's quite a decent stage 1, actually. I mean, I paid enough for it. I mean, I'm paying £1 an issue, and I've paid 54 quid so far. So this stage has cost me 54 quid. So question for you guys, is premium worth it? I don't know. You know, I'm paying £100 for a base that lights up, and you've got lights, circuit boards, lots of screws. So I'll do this as a separate issue. Hopefully the next pack will come, and I think what I'll probably do is I'll hold this base off until I finish the middle finger. So the middle finger might be a couple more issues or whatever, but I think that'll be a nice place to change the subject. So that's the gauntlet. And do you know what? Even though it isn't like, I mean, the parts are just parts, but they're good parts. they're actually all right. There's no massive detail in them. Rather than giving you detailed parts, they've just given you lots of different parts, and they go together to form detail. But this is the thing, but I don't know. It's a smaller way. So I think it's 100. I'm sure it's 100 issues for Gauntlet. Yeah, it is, because we're over halfway through. But yeah, I've got one that I'm happy with. It's just at the lateness. Now, I know Building with the Boys has got some theories on it, on why we have late parts and stuff, and maybe they're telling the truth, maybe they're not. I don't know. David says I've not started building it yet. Have issues 1 to 22. Dale says this is what worries me about these part builds. I have the budget to do one, but worry about taking money when they feel like it. Right. So in Fan Home's defense, they haven't taken payments quicker than every 28 days on average. What I mean by that, let's say the payment's due every 28 days. And let's say you get to a stage and it's delayed. And I'm making these figures up just to make the maths easier. Let's say they are 21 days late. So they take the payment after 28 days. Then the following week, they will then take the payment for the next pack. But the way they see it is they haven't taken a payment for 7 weeks. So they've still taken 2 payments in 2 months. But from your point of view, they've taken 2 payments in a week. So they haven't taken it when they feel like it. They've just, my personal opinion is if they delay a pack for whatever reason, the whole build should be delayed. So if they take a payment after 2 months, the next payment should be taken a month later. My opinion, some people will disagree. Some people might say, no, we want it caught up. I'm ever so slightly miffed about Hachette giving us 6 issues for the last pack, but I'll let them have that because it's the last pack. They tell us at the beginning of the build, they tell us this is how much it's going to cost. It's going to cost us this much a month. Partway through the build, they put the price up. Then they've hit us with 6 issues. So in actual fact, that last pack has cost us 20, 30, about 30 quid. Yes, cost us about £30 more than they promised that it would cost us. So in that sense, it's a bad thing. I let them get away with it because it's the final pack of the build and it does speed things up a little bit. And in the grand scheme of things, sending me 4 issues, 6 issues has probably helped me more than it's hindered me. But yeah, I think every pack should come no less than their promised duration since the last pack. Dominique says, good evening. How are you, Dominique? Dale says, hey, Dom. Evening, Dale. Hi, Dom. Evening, Peter. And Dominic says, did I read that one out twice? Right. So work will be done on the Lancaster. So you should get some progress coming out soon. I don't want to sound like I'm moaning because I'm using someone else's videos to do a comparison, and that person hasn't been able to get things uploaded. That has partially slowed me down. But again, that's probably done me a favor. If they're not producing their videos, I can't produce my videos, which means I've got time to get on with something else. I've got a couple of scale models that I'm trying to complete. I've got another one that I want to start, and I'm really resisting the urge. It's this, I've got the Royal Navy lifeboat that I want to start, and I'm looking at doing that with a buddy. So there'll be 2 of us building it. I found a guy, let me see if I can find him. He's actually a difficult person to find because his channel name is his name. It's like Horlicks. If I look up Horlicks, I find lots and lots of videos for a bedtime drink. Where if I look up Horlicks R2 or R2D2, it goes straight to his channel. Marshall Vulcan. So this is a guy called, where is he? Right, let me find his channel. Right, so he goes under the name of Rexhaw Scale Models. His link should be going in now. He does some really nice builds. And what kind of strikes me is he hand paints. Everything is brush painted. But the results are amazing. If you look, I mean, obviously you're looking at it on video, but you look at it and you go, if I showed you the end result without showing you the method, you'd call me a liar. You'd say, no, he's not. He's brush painted that. And he's quite entertaining to watch. He just gets on with it. He tries to make his videos 15 minutes long. He doesn't have a set release schedule. I think he just works on a model, and then when he's got enough for a 15-minute video, he pumps it out. So there might be a video in 3 days. There might be one in 2, might be a week. But I really enjoy it. Watch some of his videos. What actually caught me now, what was it that I was watching that got me into him? You know, I can't remember, but I'm not a long time subscriber of him, I'll be honest with you. It was the Enterprise. So he did the 350 scale Enterprise, and I really enjoyed it. And then I went back through some of his videos, and he's got like the Enterprise, and he's got some sci-fi stuff and stuff that doesn't really interest me quite so much. But then he's got a Vulcan, which I have really enjoyed. Then I found a video that shows his face. So it's quite, you know, when you only listen to someone, like if all you see is my hands and then I'm talking to you, you kind of paint your own picture of what I'll look like. And he doesn't look anything like I imagined him. He looks, what's his name? Is it Clive.com? There's an electronics guy. He looks more like him. But he looks like, I don't know why I make assumptions, but he looks like the kind of person that he'll take you to a beer festival and you'll have a really good time, and he's knowledgeable about everything. But no, he's done the Enterprise. I really enjoyed that. I went back and watched his Vulcan because I've got the Vulcan. He's done the Vickers Valiant. He's also done the Marine One. I really enjoyed that. And one of the good things about him, so I've just seen an old comment I made. Someone's liked a comment I made about 6 months ago. Why does YouTube tell you that? Yeah, he's absolutely honest. If he does something wrong, he'll tell you. If he does something and it's got an issue, he's just absolutely honest about it, and I really do respect his channel. So yeah, give him a look. Yeah, really nice channel. So I'm actually going to be sending him a copy of the lifeboat, and he's going to be doing one. Well, he picked his local lifeboat station, but yeah, there we go, Dale. Yeah, I remember you saying I thought you looked different. Yeah, when I talk to people, if I've never seen them, it makes it easier when you're kind of imagining the person, what they look like. And I never get it anywhere remotely right. I don't know why. I mean, what does a particular sound look like? So, right. Anyway, so yeah, we are going to be doing the lifeboat, and we're going to be publishing our videos at similar times. And because I like using the airbrush and he doesn't, he likes to use paints. By having this collab, I think it'll be really, really good. What else has been happening? Doctor Who. I don't know what I think of Doctor Who anymore. I absolutely hated the first couple of episodes. Really, really. Go back 3 or 4 weeks, and I thought, and I don't know why I carried on watching it. Maybe because I had this little bit in my head going, that was so crap. It can't get any worse, can it? And then I watched the next episode and I'm like, yep, it just got worse. And then it started getting a little bit better. But what I've started to notice, if you watch all the analysis videos, anyone who's a member of the LGBTQ plus, whatever it's called, I don't even know anymore, they all seem to love it. And they seem to be loving it because it's all LGBT. And then all the people who aren't part of the LGBT, they hate it because it's LGBT. And it's I actually was going to make a video, and it was the one before Dot and Bubble, and I really ranted. I made the video and I really ranted. I think I was red in the face, and I was like, oh, about it. But what I've started to notice is that people are now looking for things to complain about. I mean, the viewing figures are crap. I would be suicidal if I put my life's work into making that, and that was my viewing figures. I'd probably jump off a multi-story building. But I sat on this video for a couple of days, and I thought, I want to watch it back in a couple of days' time. And I want to see if it's still worth it. And then work went all blah, and then next thing I know, the next episode came, and there was something in that really got me angry. Now, when I watch something, I have my own interpretation. Mike, if you're watching, I might mention today's yesterday. So I don't think Mike's watching, because he would have normally said hello if he is watching. So the comment that was made in Dot and Bubble about, oh, I can't come with you, you're not one of us. I didn't see that as a racist comment. You know, there's a lot of reasons you're not like someone else. Now, one of the things that I'd picked up on was this Dot and Bubble world is for 17 to 27-year-olds. And the Doctor's played by a 31-year-old guy. And the way he dresses, he's not one of them. Ruby, you see the way she dresses, the way she acts, she's a little bit more like she could have easily played one of the people inside the Dot and Bubble world. So she wasn't getting any negativity. That's how I saw it. Then when Russell T Davies actually said it was a racist statement, actually I don't agree with him, because this is the way I think the world has gone. I'll make a comment and then you'll twist the meaning to mean something else. You know, if I said to you, Peter, so I'm off to play football, but you can't come because you're not one of us. Now, what does that mean? Well, Peter, I know you've got certain issues that would stop you from playing football, so it wouldn't be a good idea to take you. But if you took that as an anti-something statement, this modern world would support you on that. And I just think everything's gone too far. Then we had the Rogue issue. And basically, this guy is a bounty hunter. He's come to catch these shapeshifters. These shapeshifters are in this Bridgerton type world, which apparently Bridgerton are getting lower ratings than Doctor Who. So why you would want to emulate a program that's not as popular as your own when you've not got a popular show yourself. But these aliens are all about drama. So what they do is they have a dance together. Now, in 1815, what it could cause more of a stir than two men dancing. And they're saying it's like it's a love story and blah, 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 blah. Spectrum for a click thumbs down by. No problems. If you want to tell me why you've clicked the thumbs down, that helps, but that's fine. It's up to you. So yeah, so they've said like, oh, No, actually, the way I've interpreted that differently. I don't think that road guy knew he was gay. And then when they did this seductively dance thing, they've maybe he's discovered he's gay. Maybe he's had these feelings. He doesn't understand what they are. Suddenly he's presented with this man doing this saucy dance, and it's brought all those feelings out. But it's got to the point that's so late in the series that all of the haters have just got so used to hating that they just go, oh, that's gay. Oh, you know, and it's like, you know, I don't know. Dale, yeah, Dale, you have a reason. I'm sure you have a reason. Let's talk about it. No, it's fine. I'll be absolutely honest with you. That statement, Spectrum, it makes you sound like a hater. It makes you look like someone who, for example, you could, yeah. So Lord Peter says, grow up, Lee. It could be Peter. It might not. There's two ways to make a comment. If you just come in and go click thumbs down by, you know, it could be, I mean, Spectrum 4E4, that's not, it's not technically, doesn't give away anything. That could be any one of 56 million people in the UK. Then when you factor in the rest of the world, and I don't suppose for a minute everyone does like my channel. But if you have clicked the thumbs down, thank you for your interaction. But I would much rather you just took a little bit more effort and went, I've just come to look at your channel. It's not really my thing. I'm not into Doctor Who. I'm not into the Gauntlet. I'm not into Partworks, whatever. You know, maybe my voice grates on you. You know, it's how it is. If it is Lee, and I'm not suggesting it is Lee, it's all very silly, isn't it? Because we've all moved on. You know, Lee says we've upset him. We say he's upset us. Let's just embrace both of those arguments and carry on. Because if it was someone in real life who's upset me, I certainly, there we go. If I was a hater, I'd swear or use foul language. I'm not, and I will not. If I click like, I say it. If I click dislike, I say. Simple as that. No hate. I don't hate any streamers. Oh, that's fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, all I've said is the way you wrote that, that was the way you came across. So Lord Peter says, I'm quite sure it is. Athol says, evening, Penny. Is that the... Listen, I'll be absolutely honest and fair to you. You can think whatever you want who it is, without actual evidence of who it is. I'm not going to make any accusations. You know, I personally didn't have a problem with Lee until I found out proof of things. But I thought it was all very strange that I was absolutely fine with him, and then all of a sudden I got blocked from his channel, and I'm left sitting there going, what have I done? You know, and obviously he's taken what's the word I'm looking for, when you do something in advance because you're expecting some comeback. So, but yeah, no, that's fine. Smith's Beads, nothing to... Well, look, if you don't say anything, Smiths, I can't blame you for it. I can't blame you, can I? Absolutely loved to see you, by the way, yesterday. Really did enjoy that. It was one of those things. So I'm going down to Birmingham. Why I drove 2 hours south, I don't know. It's one of those things that I did do a major screw up by adding 4 hours to my day. But actually, the end result, I didn't regret a thing, because obviously I've gone around to see a couple of friends that I haven't seen in a long, long time, way too long since I last saw them. So it was a nice afternoon. It was a really tiring day. I was absolutely exhausted when I got home. All I had time to do when I got home, all I had the energy to do was just say hello to my cats and then jumped straight into bed. And then what was really weird, I was actually, have you ever had one of those moments where you are so tired you can't sleep? I was in bed by 12 and I was still tossing and turning about 2 in the morning. And then I eventually nodded off, and I think it was about 6 o'clock I woke up. Dale says, thank you for clarifying that. Evening, Lord Peter and Dale. Mac. Hey, Athol. Lord Peter. Hi, Mike. Hey, Mike. Not listening as you are talking about Doctor Who. I haven't mentioned, I'll be fair to last night's episode. There is a lot of unanswered questions and loose ends and things, but it's part one of a two-part. So let's watch the second part and then complain about loose ends. But I don't know. I think the writer, it's lazy writing by someone who can write. And that's what upsets me. This is my school reports. Penny, you can do so well, but you just haven't bothered. That's what I used to get a lot in school. And if Russell T Davis was standing here right now, I would say to him, to his face, Russell, you are an absolutely fantastic writer. You just haven't bothered. You haven't put the effort in. You can do so much better. Is that fair? Athol says, evening, Mike. Got your pink penny on. Well, Teresa was in the lounge relaxing. I'm not commenting on that. Smithsby says, hi, Dale. Hi, Athol. Hi, Penny. Another nothing. How do you type nothing? Because that doesn't work when I do it. I don't know. So, Dominique says, hi, evening, Smith Bees. Hi, Peter. Hi, Spoon Glue says, lurking as moving stuff about. Are you lurking and jerking? Are you, Sprue? Do you know what? That's a funny saying, isn't it? Because see, when someone says the word jerking, it's only one thing that comes to mind. And if someone is lurking, and excuse me 1 second. Don't you hate it when you have a sneeze and it comes up and just as you're ready to sneeze, it just goes away? Yeah, if someone's lurking and jerking to my channel, I'm like, that's not why I want making YouTube channels. I am trying to list a couple of new products. Oh, so in case you don't know, Smith's Beads sells beads and things. Mostly, well, I say mostly diamond painting. Mostly diamond painting for relevant to me. They do sell some really good stuff. So I am going to pop there. Remind me, Mike, is it .co.uk? You know what? I'll look it up. So there we go. .co.uk. Right, so there was a link going into the chat for Smith's Beads. Give them a look. They've diamond painting, they do beads, and you're still doing those dolls, and they do these dolls, and it's really weird because I've got no interest in dolls, but these actually look quite nice, and they don't look very expensive for what they are. 22-inch doll for $7.50, and you know, it's like you could collect the whole set. And I have absolutely no reason to buy dolls other than they look quite nice. Anyway, so Athol, so I'm not the only one who had graded remarks on my report. Athol could do so much better in classes if only his interest was in the topic instead of the female teacher, but then she was French. Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest with you, my high school, it really wasn't the right high school for me. It was one of these high schools that takes anybody, whereas the other high school, but I wanted to go to that high school because my mates were going there, and I really should have got offered my first choice. I think we had to choose 3 high schools, and I got offered all 3 schools, and I actually took my third choice, and I do partly regret not taking, and it just wasn't challenging. And then when I went to boarding school, that really did challenge me. So yeah, and that's when I started to pick up more. Dale says, I will say Mike at Smith's does awesome stuff. I've ordered. Yeah. One of the things that I like, anyone can sell diamond paintings, let's be fair. But Mike and Teresa, they do very good quality control. And that's what makes the difference. Lord Peter says, as soon as I'm up to traveling, Dave, we'll be heading your way, Dave. I tell you what, I was thinking of Berry the other day, and I thought Berry Market, because I've forgotten his name now. Dave. You know Dave from Berry. Dave from Berry. And because I'm looking for some good model shops, can't find any. You'd think Greater Manchester has got to have one, isn't it? So I did find one. Oh, what did I find? They make 700 scale World War II bomber packs. 1 to 700 scale Lancasters. And I just looked at that and I went, I've got to do a Tirpitz diorama. A 1 to 700 scale Tirpitz with the Lancasters trying to bomb it. How awesome would that be? And I just thought, that's fantastic. Because obviously they do, if you want 1 to 350 scale US Navy aircraft, not a problem. There's is it Trumpeter do them. Disney 100 Years Diamond sticker packs. Okay. Is that like the old Panini packs type thing? Right, guys. I've actually run out of things to say. I think that's been quite a good night, actually. A nice mix. And I will thank you, Spectrum, about dropping that comment. Obviously, people can go, oh, it's this person, it's that person. I don't know. Might be. But, you know, sometimes you need a bit of a kick up the arse to say, yeah, you aren't fantastic. Pull yourself into reality. You got a bit of work to do. So, Peter, is that our David Sprue? I'm not far from there. I would love to meet you too. Tell you what, if we're going to have to do a meetup now, aren't we? Penny, you best contact Wayne Welly, as his nickname is Tiny. Yes. Thank you. So, I had promised someone. What's that? My 176 Lancaster. Is that Squadron 176? Right. So I had said I've got it's either the Tirpitz or the Bismarck that's surplus to requirements. Someone said, I'll have that off you. And I went, yes, you can have it. And then I looked for it and I said, I can't find it. I'm really, really sorry. And it's okay, no worries. And then recently I found it. So I then want to find, I couldn't remember who I gave it to. Oh, 1 to 76 scale Lancaster. Is it as big as this one? That's my 1 to 48 scale. This is the wing off it. One wing. Do you know what? I got home the other day and I saw it sitting on the desk, and I went, "Is that the one? Is that the 1 to 32? Have I not put it away?" And then I realised it's the actual 48 scale one. It's big just for the 48 scale. Yeah. So I couldn't remember who it was I was giving it to. So I'm going to write it down because I do want to send it to him. I don't know how complete it is. I think I can see the hole there. What it was it was in a box, and there were other boxes around it. And as I'm beginning to sort a few things out, things are turning up. And I don't want to throw it. I'm not going to be able to build. Well, I won't. I'm not up to it yet. So, and it was like 60 quid 3 or 4 years ago. So I don't mind giving it away. But obviously, because I promised it to someone, I want to make sure that someone gets it. Because otherwise I'm breaking promises then, aren't I? Steve T, good evening, everyone. How are you, Steve T? Lord Peter says, hi, Steve. Dale says, hi, Steve. And is that me caught up? Athol says, hi, Steve. Yeah, Wayne. Yeah, thank you for that. Right, guys. So I am doing a chit chat show on Wednesday. It's titled, can't remember the title anymore. Something to do with Partworks, anyway. We are going to have hopefully a nice, productive chat about Partworks, and all comments are welcome, especially if they're constructive. I'd love to hear people in the comments from both sides of the coin. People that absolutely love them and Partworks can do no wrong. People who absolutely hate Partworks and they can do no right, and everybody in between. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Steve. You have only caught the end. Unless you want me, I tell you what. If you rewind all the way to the beginning, we can pretend it's live, and then you can get upset at me because I don't respond to all your comments. Yeah. So yeah, today has mostly been. I haven't done a lot today actually. I got up a bit late. I haven't even been bothered cooking. I just been completely lazy. Saw my neighbour, saw her cat. My neighbour's got a cat who's not well. And I remember, must have been over 2 years ago now. I remember her knocking on my door and she says, "Oh, can you help me out? Can you get me to the vet? Because my cat's not well." She'd taken the cat in the morning under the advice that you won't be picking her up alive. And I took her to the vet. And she brought the cat back, and I think she's got some kidney issues, and she's now on medication, but it's 2 years on, and she has these up days and these down days. And I just popped down because normally what happens, as soon as I get home, I invite her up for a cup of coffee and we have a bit of a chat, catch up. But because I got home at 11:30 last night, I didn't invite her up. And I thought she'd be at church this morning, but she had a builder in. So I got a chance to see her, and she said, "Oh, come in." And I got to see her cat, and she looks really scrawny, and well, she just looks really thin. And where she's really thin on the belly, she actually looks like she was been maybe spayed a month ago. You know where the fur grows back, but it's not quite the same length as the rest of it. That's how, but her fur looks a bit mad, and she's fine. She's not fine, but she's just getting on, and she sleeps underneath the cover. And then after about half an hour, she gets up and she has to put steps on the bed because she can't manage to jump anymore. And she'll go and she'll have maybe one mouthful of food and then a couple of tonguefuls of water, and she'll climb back into bed, and then maybe half an hour later she'll come out. And it's like, this is a cat that should have died 2 years ago. So, and it's really nice, but it kind of makes you think about the end. You know, my neighbour's sort of, she's at a point now where she knows her cat's going to go. Every day is a bonus. And I said, "Yeah, it's still going to cut you up when she goes, isn't it?" And she went, "Yeah." And I said, "I know my cats are young, but obviously I'm thinking now, how am I going to cope right at the end?" I mean, hopefully it won't be for about 20 years. And obviously losing Nymeria about a year ago, that was hard, and she was still a kitten. So what happens when you get to know them for about 20 years? It must be really, really hard. So, I mean, I remember when I lost my cat when I was young, she was 16. That was tough. But anyway, let's not talk about doom and gloom. I've got some things coming. I have got, oh, Peter, the gifts you sent the cats, they absolutely love them. They really do. We make sure they're put on for them every day. I'll tell you a bit of a funny story. We used to play with them. We've got this stick with some ribbons on, and we actually play with them. And I got back, I'll read this to you because it's just really funny. Obviously, I know what my cats are like. They're scheming little buggers. So my cat sitter, she's gone. They haven't been playing much with their ribbon toys, so been putting on the electronic ones instead. So I said, yeah, you've been played. I bet the Tinkers have pretended to not like the ribbons, so you put the electronic ones on. Because when you play with the manual toys and the ribbons, it stops when you stop. But if you put the electronic toys on just as you leave the house, they keep going for an hour or so. So they know they get longer playtime with electronic toys. I bet that's what it is. Because she nearly got a clout this morning. What she does, she goes down in that corner behind my bus. She then works her way across because she knows I can't see her. She then comes in, she jumps up on the windowsill. I can't see any of this windowsill because I've got shelves. Now, the gap between the table and the wall, I've blocked off with a bit of wood, but the wood is only as high as the windowsill. So when she gets to this windowsill, she can then get over that. Now, because she's a bit of a delicate cat, she can jump without you hearing. So she's worked her way across, got behind the desk, because she can't get in that side because I've completely blocked it off. I'm sitting there playing Football Manager, winning. I think it was like European Champions League semi-finals. I'm winning. All of a sudden, power just goes out. She's knocked the plug at the back. So I'm going mental. I get her out and I sort all the plugs out, because to sort the plugs, I've got to pull all of this desk out and I just can't be bothered putting it all back. So I make sure I blocked it all up again, let them back in the craft room, and then I hear this rustling down there and I look and it's Spirit. But it's not just Spirit. Shadow's there as well, as though Shadow's gone, go on, that's right, that'll be all right, be all right. You know how your big brother pushes you to get into trouble? And then you get the bollock and he's just sitting there going, that's exactly what the scenario is like. So I know they're scheming cats. So, yeah, they do like their ribbons and their little feathers, but they prefer the electronic toys. So they'll play you and they'll go, no, we don't like the ribbons. Because she can, wherever we put them, she can get them. This is why I've had to buy 5 of them. I've just done their 10 weekly order. And talk of the devil, and he turns up, doesn't he? Hello. Yep, here he comes. See, the trouble is, because he ain't seen me for a while, he gets cuddly. And I ain't seen him for a while, so I appreciate the cuddle. So I cuddle him. And the more I cuddle him, the more he wants cuddles. And then it gets to a point about 24 hours later where he just won't stop. So... but they've all been like it, haven't they? So look, do you see that butter wouldn't melt in his mouth? Look at me. I'm so cute and I don't do anything wrong, do I? Little Tinker. So yeah, he's actually been sleeping in bed with me this last day. So you're gonna lie down and be good for a change. He's just gonna do his 3 circles and there he goes. There you go. Yeah, so yeah, cats are little tinkers, but yeah, I've just done their I order all their food and cat litter and everything for 10 weeks. And I always order it when I'm on holiday, because then whenever the delivery driver comes, I'm home. And the company I use, a company called Zoo Plus, I'd highly recommend them. I actually placed the order at 4 in the morning on Saturday morning, yesterday morning. By 9 o'clock, about 9:30, I'm getting emails say it's been dispatched, which I think is fantastic. But they give you collect points every time you buy something. You get points. I don't know what the system of points is, but I managed to buy some of those feather toys and some little free. No, I call them free samples, but sometimes you get cat food for 68 points or something like that. So I've just used up all the points on food and treats and all sorts and some toys. But they do get through those feather toys, because those electronic toys, they turn off after a certain length of time. So obviously they'll play with them. They're usually just lazy cats once they've been fed. I feel I don't feel bad, but I kind of muck their routine up. Not hers. She'll play in the morning and then she has breakfast and then she tends to go bed just lays about in the afternoon. Right. When you're ready, Peter, we shall have to sort something out, bud. Will do, Dale. So when I go back to Manchester next week, I'm taking the car. Now, you aren't a million miles from Oldham, are you, Peter? Everyone seems to be about an hour, hour and a half. So would you be up for me popping over and saying hello? I'd love to take you for a coffee, Peter, because you do so much for us. It's about time we did something for you. And I'm not so hell-bent on having to learn. Is your tail crooked, Shadow? No, it's not. Yeah, obviously I've been using all my days off to do 9 routes I've learned, and I've got them right. Apart from the one route I did yesterday. Here's a piece of advice for you. If you're ever learning a bus route and you're learning using landmarks, don't learn from landmarks that don't exist anymore. Because what they'd done is they were doing this route and they said, turn left at what used to be, I don't know, the Robin Hood pub. And then they say it's not the Robin Hood pub anymore. It's now a mobile phone shop, but it used to be the Robin Hood pub. Right, lovely. When you don't actually drive that route for about 2 weeks and you're using your notes, you've forgotten that they said it used to be the pub, and all you've got is turn left at the Robin Hood pub. So now you're driving along looking for this Robin Hood pub, and you carry on going, and suddenly the customers go, weren't you supposed to turn left there? To which my reply is, probably, yep, let's just carry on going until I find a roundabout and then we'll turn around. And I found this mini roundabout, which is a little tiny bit too small to turn a bus around, but I managed to do it in about 3 points. And you know how it goes. When I entered the roundabout, there was no civilization for 100 miles. By the time I'd finished getting around the roundabout, there was more people there that could fit into Wembley Stadium all watching me. So I managed to turn around, but second trip, absolutely fine. So in the last 3 weeks, I have been past Oldham's football ground, which is a little bit sad. I remember Oldham as a big top flight team, and now they're a non-league team. Rochdale's ground I've been past. Strangeways Prison I've been to. Not been to Strangeways Prison, but I've gone past Strangeways Prison. Quite strange, because it is a lot of prisons I've seen, they're a little bit away, just a little bit away, or they're out in the middle of nowhere. Strangeway, right in the middle of Manchester city centre. It's really weird. So just hope nobody escapes. But is it Strangeways that they use for terrorists? Is that one of those ones? Because it's one of those ones that's all built off a central point, isn't it? So you could have one or two guards in the middle, and they can see down the one aisle without actually having, or every aisle without actually moving. I believe it's quite an interesting one. But obviously, as I say, haven't been inside, just been past it. But yes, I mean, and apparently there's a football museum, which I go past, which I'd like to go to, but the building looks lovely, but apparently the actual museum is a bit crap. Dale says, very much like Pentonville in London. Yeah, I've been near Pentonville, but I've never, because when you drive through London, you get to certain areas and you go, oh, isn't that known for such and such? And obviously I go past a place called Islington. So my first thought is the Angel Islington, because it's on the Monopoly board, isn't it? And then you've got Pentonville, isn't that the prison? You know, and you go past this, is that so-and-so? Dale says, yeah, agreed, Penny. We need to do something for our Lord Peter. Have a stay over and just chilling. Yeah, I mean, you know, if we just popped over, just find out where he lives, just turn up on his doorstep with a couple of Starbucks and go, yeah, we're having a coffee. He can't turn us away, can they? We've turned up with Starbucks, you know, and we put him in a position then, and all he can say is, come in. You've got the coffee, I've got the biscuits. You know, what can you do when someone's come all the way from Scotland and landed on your doorstep? it'd be really rude to turn them away, wouldn't it? So, but yeah, well, I think we should do. Maybe we should have a. We'll set a stream up or chat, and we'll title it "Not for Peter Webster to Watch," and then we can discuss secret plans. Then, can't we? Guys, I'm actually going to do something that you're probably going to surprise you. I am going to ask you not to do any super thanks or anything. When I went monetized, it said like you get 70% of any revenue, something like that. And I've got like, you get like analytics, and it says your estimated revenue. Now I've got £1.99 super thanks, which is from Peter, and I'm really, really chuffed with it. Do you know what I'm earning off that? 81 pence. That's not 70%, is it? So guys, if you want to help the channel, get someone to subscribe and watch some videos, and then I can go adverts, and then they can't take stuff off me for adverts. They just don't give me much. And that's the best way anyone can, because I feel absolutely rotten about taking someone's money off them, and I'm giving half of it away in fees. If YouTube did something for it, like maybe if they did a song and a dance for you, I don't mind giving away over half of it. But oh, do you know what? So Lord Peter, if Penny arrives, give her a roller or a paintbrush and show her a wall. Do you know what? Actually, I wouldn't mind, but I'm not a painter decorator, so don't expect a good result. And because you know me, I overthin my paints as well, so probably take 58 coats. So but yeah, no, I'm glad to help. I mean, I nearly volunteered to cut someone's grass yesterday. I'm so glad they went no. So but yeah, guys, geography lesson. If you're going from Manchester to Scotland, Birmingham is not on the way. I still can't believe I did that. Don't regret a thing. Do not regret a thing. I met two lovely people. Well, I didn't meet them, but I got to see them again. But I was home about 10 hours later than I wanted to be, wasn't I, Shadow? So, right, guys, I am going to log off soon. We'll keep it long for you for the next time we come down, Penny. Yep. My wife is a decorator here, LOL. Do you know, isn't it funny? You get these funny dynamics. If you said, you know, you'd think, oh, Peter's wife probably can't do decorating, and Peter's probably does all of that. And then there's Peter going, no, my wife's a decorator here. Hey, Peter, we need to have a paint off and decorate your new workshop, dude. Smith Speed says, was lovely. Yeah, it really was. It really did. Dominique, Penny, you come to the Netherlands for coffee and cookies. Listen, someone who thinks that Birmingham is north of Manchester, who knows where I'll end up when I go back next time. You know, I might end up going to Thailand and seeing, is it Oscale models? You know, don't put it past me. End up in America and just pop over and see my dad. And I'm like, oh, it's just on the way home. Dale says, oh, thank you, Mike. Quite an expensive trip for coffee and cookies. I was glad Birmingham was halfway between Manchester and Scotland. You know, I know my geography. It's like when I used to do Flixbus, we go from Glasgow to London. And then one of our routes used to go Manchester, Birmingham en route. And guess what? We stopped at Manchester before we stopped at Birmingham, because Birmingham's south of Manchester. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Yeah. Peter Oz, I'd love to visit. Yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it? Imagine about 10 of us just, hey up, we've just come for a coffee. Lord says, I used to do all the decorating and cooking up until I had the brain abscess. Now she's took over, bless her. Well, that's the true definition of in sickness and in health, isn't it? That's what it's all about. You do well. You come across to me, Peter, as it's not like doing it. It's just it has to be done. So don't complain. Just get on and do it. Right, guys. So I am gonna disappear. Might have an early night. I've got to get myself out of early mode. I've been up at 4 or 5 in the morning so much now. It's just habit. And next time I go back to Manchester, I'm on a late. I am so happy. I'm gone. Had a word with the allocator and I said, can I do lates? Because I obviously, if I'm on an early, I don't get breakfast. And the breakfast they've been giving me, if you're on my Facebook, you'll have seen it. The first day I was at the hotel, I said to them, I said, I'm going to miss breakfast tomorrow. Is there any chance I can have a little pack? Yep, no problems. So like 4 or 5 in the morning, I picked up this bag. It had a chocolate pain. It had something else in it. It had a Yorkie bar and a can of Fanta. And I'm like, really? And that's, I mean, basically you get a croissant every day. Sometimes I hit the jackpot. They gave me a Starbucks cheese and ham croissant one day, and I felt I was a bit blessed on that one. They actually gave me a tuna sub once, but most of the time it was it was a croissant, and it was one day I had a croissant, chocolate pain, and usually a can of fizzy. One day they gave me a bottle of water, and I'm like, really? It's not like I can't get water anywhere else, is it? But I mean, we're not going back to that hotel now, but because it's too expensive and they're using a different one. Also, because of the distance, they used to have to pay us 2 hours travel every day. So from next time, I'm losing 12 hours because we're not getting travel time, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, you don't want water for your breakfast, packed lunch, do you? Because you can get water from anywhere. But I didn't complain. It was just nice to have something. But I found a little cafe. It's not very expensive and the food is pretty good. It's not restaurant quality, but you know, for £4.50 you can have a chili and rice, and it's a nice big fill. And I went there another time, and because I just went in and I said, she goes, well, what sort of things do you like? And I went, no, I said, I want to come into a cafe and I just want to be tired. I just want to come in and go, I want me dinner. And she'll go, here you go. You know, you had such and such yesterday, so I've done this for you today. And the second time I went in, I said, what you got? And she says, oh, got chicken curry for you. And I said, how hot is the curry? She says, if you don't want it too hot, it's not. She goes, it's as hot as you want it. And I says, okay, then I said, I'll have a hot as you want it chicken curry, please. And she didn't make it very hot, and it was just really nice. And then, oh, poor old Athol. Okay, Penny, Celia has shown me where the sink is, so she's cooked dinner, and it's my turn with the marigolds. So catch you next time. Do you know what? That is totally fair. If you're looking for sympathy, you're not going to get it. I don't think you're looking for sympathy, but no, you ain't got it. You ain't getting it. I think it's very, very fair when you have a rule that whoever cooks doesn't do the washing up. So Dale says, yeah, I'll be more than happy. Good night, all. Take care. See you next time. So yeah, so I will be on. Dale says later, Pete's be well. I will be on Wednesday, where we're having. I don't know how this is going to go. It might be a rant about Parkworks. It might be a suggestion show. I don't suppose for 1 minute the Parkwork companies are going to watch our show. I don't even think we're going to influence people on the Parkworks. You know, if we say Parkworks are crap, don't buy them, and you go out and you see a Parkwork you like, you're going to buy it. And I totally agree with that. You know, I'm saying I'm cutting back on the Parkworks, and there's a Parkwork come out. It's at the Dalek, and I'm quite tempted by the Dalek, but not quite tempted enough. And Agora's brought this Apache out, And I am seriously tempted by that Apache. Really, really tempted. And I'm working very, very hard to resist it. And I'm winning so far. I'm not going to get it, but it's getting too much. And I want to put more money into scale models, because that's really, I've refound my fun. Talking of scale models, I've got something coming. I have got something coming. The Bulldog. Is it the Bulldog? Bristol Bulldog from Airfix. It's a new release. I ordered it ages ago when it was on pre-order. And I get all my models from MJR Hobbies. They have a wonderful little savings plan, and I just give them £10 away, or however much I want to give them. And I've got a balance at the moment of like 70 quid or something like that. And I just give them a little bit of money every week, little standing order. I've got a few other things on. I'm not being rude. I'm actually looking at my Facebook because I'm just looking at the message on there. Because I keep forgetting. It's one of the great things. I order stuff pre-order, and then by the time it actually comes in, I've forgotten I've ordered it, and it's like a nice little surprise. So they've sent the Bulldog. Yeah, Airfix Bristol Bulldog, 27.5 quid. I don't think you can complain about that, can you? In fact, I might get another one. I've got a list somewhere. Here we go. Right, so I've got the Great Wall Hobbies 48 scale A10, because you got to have an A10, haven't you? And I've got the A4M Skyhawk light attack aircraft 2-in-1, both in 48 scale, because that'll be part of my Navy collection. And I've also ordered, now, some of you might be aware they've got a couple of the Dune models out. I can't say if I butcher it, I apologize. The Artradus Ornithopter and the Harkonnen Ornithopter. Hopter. But they brought another one out. It's still on pre-order, and these are 1:72 scale. I think the ones they brought out before were around about 1:44 scale. These aren't cheap. They're 70 quid a model, but I like them. They look quite nice. But there was one, it's got like the rotor blades or something folds. And I watched a build video on it, and I just went, I think that's a little bit small to have the moving parts on it. And when I saw it come out on 1:72 scale, I thought, yeah, that's worth a punt. So that is coming out early July, it says. So that should be my next delivery. I can't remember when the A10 is due. I could tell you, but I'm not going to, because I've got to open up a program for it. I also was going to order the it's a B-17G. I can't remember who's released it. And I said, is it any good? And someone said to me, if you're going to be kit bashing the Revel and the Monogram one, go with that one. So I didn't buy that. But I wonder if I've got in the hype now of B-17s are very popular at the moment, aren't they? Probably because of that show. Now I can't find the release dates they've given me. Because what doesn't help, they send me a message on Facebook every week to confirm that the money's arrived. So usually after a couple of months, I've got to really scroll down messages. But I did write it down somewhere. Or I could message them and they'll respond back in the morning. Yeah, I get way too much stuff off them. But one really good thing is my scale model budget is really good. What I do is I save £25 a week in one of my little pots. Penny start painting figures. Yeah, well, I'm not starting painting figures. I'm going to carry on painting figures. I'll show you another time. I bought one of those £22.50 packs from Games Workshop. This is me, right? Last Saturday, I'm going into Manchester. I need to learn a little bit of an 18 route. It goes from Manchester to Manchester Royal Infirmary. I just wanted to learn that little bit. So I jump on the tram. I go into Manchester. I learn, and I think, right, I'll have a coffee and I'll do it again. I end up changing my gas and electricity supplier, and I end up spending £22.50 on Warhammer figures because I just happened to find the Warhammer shop. But they've got these, are they Necrons? These little white things. They look like Alien, you know, from the film Alien. I think they're Necrons. And you get like 4 figures and you get 6 pots of paint. And one of the pots is purple. So, hey, I need a purple. I do need a purple. And I looked up and I watched the video, and one thing that impresses me with Warhammer, they've now started, they do these videos on how to paint, and they do the basic models, and they also have advanced painting ones. But this one, the video for it, it's taking it even more basic than basic. It's just six colors. Well, I say 6 colors. It's a white, a Corax white, a purple, a contrast paint, a base paint, and I think it's a layer. And it's brilliant. And they've taken it so basic that because I've got a little bit of experience with painting figures, I can actually take that a little bit more advanced. And I'm looking at it, and because you get 6, and you get a brush with it as well. And the tray is big enough to use that as a painting palette. You've got everything you need in a box this big. And I am trying to get back, because I'm doing my Warhammer magazines. Now I'm up to, where is it? Issue 25. Oddly enough, I haven't had the latest pack. But I've ordered the Warhammer Stormbringer, and I've got that on premium. So bear with me a sec. 1 second. Oh. Yeah, so the last issues I got was issues 59 to 62. That's how far behind I am. But every now and again you get this little extra one. This is an assassin. And then also you get your premium ones. And each of these now, because it's quite a lot of work to do to paint them, so I'm doing each magazine as 2 weeks. So you get part 1, part 2. So if well, I say I've done 25 and 27, 28 I haven't filmed, 29 I've filmed, and then I've decided 30 I'll just do in the format that I was doing it. From issue 31, they're going to go 2 weeks, 2 parts. So you got 2 for issue 31. So how long did it take people to get to? I think there's 80 in total. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that helps. So this is actually one model. And this is actually a really good magazine, because you do get some cut down things. These are actually a slight bit of a rip off. 2 pots of paint is, I think they're $3.50 a pot, and the cover price I think is now gone up to $10.99. So you are buying £7 worth of paint for 11 quid. But then you get this one. This is a unit of I think this is the old dwarfs. So you get a unit of Thunderers, and there's 5 bases in there. So that's a good 15 quid. I think if you bought them in the shop, if they sell them in the shop, it's probably about 15 quid. Then you get this one. This is a Gargant, but they've actually split it over 2 issues. Now that sounds like a con, splitting one model over 2 issues, but that's 35 quid. for that model in 20 quid's worth of magazine. This one, these little hero figures, I don't know what they go for now, but they used to be 15 quid a model. Now, these prices for figures sound expensive, and they are expensive, but what you get for Games Workshop is you get some very high quality figures. You are paying the price for it. I do think they do border on taking the piss a little bit, but you do get some good figures. If you want some cheaper figures, I think there's a company called WizKids or something. They do figures for about 4 or 5 quid each, and the quality isn't half as good, but they're good little models, and they're a fiver. And it really depends on your budget. You know, if you want good quality figures and you've got the money, 15 quid for a Games Workshop figure. If you haven't got that budget, you can go out and buy 3 figures for the same money. But yeah, I'm going to be getting back into them and getting those cracked on. And I think they might be much better for doing in the hotel, because obviously I've actually got one of those Games Workshop boxes. And what I can do is I can put about 4 or 5 magazines in there, put in all the paints, and I can take one box, and that will be my whole hobby gear. Put a load of brushes in, because if I can't store stuff in the hotel, I've either got to go in my car, which is going to cost me about 100 quid in fuel. That's if I can park the car for free, or not take the stuff. And I can't lug 4 heavy suitcases on a train. So yeah, I've just got to work out what I can do, or look for another job where I'm home more often. Much as I'm not loving this Manchester job, it's still good money. Even though it's not as good money as London, it's still good money. And I want to buy a house. You know, I'm doing, since Christmas I've saved up 4 grand. That's how much I was earning out of London. If I can get another 10, if I can get 6 more grand in 2 years, you know, I got 4 grand in less than, well, about 6 months, and I got another 2 years to get another 6 grand. That's a deposit down on the house, and 10-year mortgage, 10 years time, the house is paid off, no more rent ever. That's the dream, isn't it, these days? Anyway, Dale says Games Workshop just been given permission to expand their factory. That sounds good. Dale says London's where you need to be. Yeah, if you want to earn the money. When you live in Scotland, London's a hassle, but you know, if you want the benefits, the world doesn't just give you everything on a plate. You got to do a sacrifice for it. You know, I hate going away for 3 weeks. I hate leaving my cats behind. I hate not having my home comforts, but you know, the long-term benefits are there. Anyway, guys, I am going to end the stream there. That's gone on for much. Well, I don't know how long I thought this was going to go on for. Cat's up the windowsill because he can. Right, guys, so if you don't see me before, I'm going to be on Wednesday. I will be doing a bit of filming over the next day or so. I've got a load of appointments to make as well. Got to take the cats to the vets because they need to be weighed for their next quarter's worth of flea treatments. But I like to take them to the vets anyway. I've got these very posh cat carriers. They look like yuppie bags. Yes, actually I will. That would be wonderful. So what I'll do is I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to pop that into the chat. Did that go in? There you go. Right, so I'm going to end the stream. If anyone comes into green, welcome to come in for chit chat. But I'm just going to nip to the toilet first, so I probably won't be back for a few minutes. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. Most importantly, thanks for getting my mojo up. I am obviously in the mood for it because obviously we've had a comment which I'm taking that as a positive, but you know, take that however you want. if I'm not in the mood, I probably would have gone, "Oh, you're ruining my stream," and that would have made me look very bad. Right, guys. So I'm disappearing. Take care, and I will see. If I don't see you before, I will see you Wednesday. Ta-ra!